Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh, everybody. My name is Preach Moss, the host of the SOS, the Shout Out Show. I hope that you are having a fabulous Thursday. You know what tomorrow is? It's Christmas Eve. And the day after that, yes, brothers and sisters, is the phenomenal holiday of Christmas. Christmas is in the air. Even though it doesn't feel like it because it's warm, Christmas is in the air, brothers and sisters. So get ready. So, today, in a departure for some of our heavy subjects, we talked about Uncle Tom Muslims and snitches yesterday. I thought we'd actually have fun here in the Shout Out Show, and we will have our own very Muslim Christmas. That's what I said, a very Muslim Christmas. And a lot of people are going to go, Preach, what you doing? Look at my tree right here. See the tree? See the tree? That's a Muslim Christmas tree, brother. A Muslim Christmas tree. Now, let me tell you something. We need to stop fronting on Christmas. Now, I understand all the psychological and emotional and spiritual arguments, but it's a thing about Christmas, brothers and sisters. Hands down, whether you want to admit it or not, there's something about when Christmas comes around that the DNA of the community, the DNA of the family changes. Hearts soften a little bit, and not just soften a little bit more compassion, a little bit merciful, and things like that. And we begin that space, brothers and sisters, and it happens at probably the best time of the year. Going into the thick of the winter, we just have this one little speck of time. And so I'm not particularly reclaiming this day as a Muslim Christmas. Don't start any rumors, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it because, sometimes we get lost in the sauce. Now, I love us, Muslims, I love us, but sometimes we do go a little overboard. Sometimes we close ourselves off and not understand the importance of other rituals and other cultural traditions. Now, I'm going to talk about a Muslim Christmas, but I'm also going to talk about it in the context from the fact that I was not always Muslim. I was Christian, and I have a fun story about how I made the transition. What it is, brothers and sisters. It's really a discussion, if you will, just a small discussion about how people react, how people smile. All right. So today we're going to take the gloves off because I know we've been beating up a few people. The last couple shows, we've been beating up a couple people. So today we're going to have a very Muslim Christmas. And what I mean by that, I'm not going to be doing carols and things like that, even though I remixed Nat King Cole's the Christmas song just for you Muslims. I put that together. I'll probably do it by the end of the show. Satana, remind me, because I love Nat King Cole. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Now, you ain't heard a Muslim do that ever. We don't have no Eid song. We do have kind of an Eid song, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. The Christmas song by Nat King Cole. I don't care if you're Jewish, Christian, Muslim, atheist. That is the joint, and you hear it everywhere, and you never get tired of it. All right. So today we're gonna take the gloves off. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. Kick your feet back, people. Kick your feet back. Now, if you have been working hard all day and you haven't washed them feet, you might want to leave your shoes on when you kick back, okay? Because you don't want to, knock anybody out. So that's number one. Now, I also want to give a quick shout out. In Texas, we had a very, very bad explosion at the gas pumping area. Peace and blessings to those people. We also have some folks who are sick and shut in. We want to make sure we send out our blessings to those folks. I want to give a shout out to my man Jawad. Man, my man Jawad is a musician in the Houston area, a fabulous musician, jazz musician. He checked in with me today. This is the time when people check in too. On top of that, a couple people are doing some special things. Shout out to Miss Eleanor. Miss Eleanor, please, I know it's the holidays, but will you please take a break? Please take a break. Pump the brakes, Miss Eleanor. And look, you're not Muslim, it don't matter. Your body has rights. So I have to say that to those people. Because people like Miss Eleanor, my mom, and my auntie, they all get worked up, even though they're in their 70s. Miss Eleanor's not in her 70s, but they're elderly. They're in that space. They're the golden girls, but they're still trying to kick it. They're still trying to kick it for Christmas. So that's number one. Number two is let's have a little fun today. I have one of my favorite videos I'm going to show you at the beginning of the show, just to kind of loosen us up. I know I haven't been putting on a lot of videos. This video is one of the fun. I showed it, I think, last year around this time. It just tickles me. I can watch it any time of the year, but it just shows you, how narratives work. It just shows you how narratives work. Now, listen, we're going to go ahead and start the show. We're going to be right back. Thank you guys for tuning in for Preacher Moss's very Muslim Christmas. Satana, take us out. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Satana's already got us queued up here. So listen, I want to give a shout out to our Shout Out Show family. We've made it. Whether you know it or not, we are almost at the end of the year. We made it all the way to 2021, man. I can remember how we had to fight to get to the finish line of 2020. Here we are at 2021. Time is just moving. I mean, it is moving and grooving. So listen, let me throw this out too. For those who may need something during Christmas, if you find yourself that you're not with your family, please reach out to the Shout Out Show. Reach out to Permissible Laughter at gmail.com, permissiblelaughter@gmail.com. You know what? We are your family, and I will personally send out whatever emails I have to so we can have a smile on our face, because a lot of people don't understand the importance of Christmas in some regards. Is that you get toward the end of the year, and this is, I know you guys know this, but my birthday was the 21st, but that's the shortest day of the year. So as you go into that winter space where you're not able to move as much, a lot of things happen emotionally, a lot of things happen mentally. We're not getting around like we used to, dealing with COVID and Omicron and Delta and stuff like that. So, Christmas does come as a huge pick-me-up. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be doing Kwanzaa, you could be doing Hanukkah, you could be doing Christmas, whatever you're doing. You know what? Whatever it is that moves your spirit, I am 100% in favor of you doing that. So let's get some people up here. We got a Christmas crew. We got a Muslim Christmas crew. Satana, who we got? We got Sister Ree representing. What's going on, Sister Ree? I know, Sister Ree. Sister Ree, it doesn't matter whether you feeling well or not. I know you got some presents. I know Juwan and Derek are sitting around looking. They ain't even gonna go to sleep on the 24th. They're gonna be up like this. They're gonna be drinking coffee and taking no-dos. I know they're gonna be looking for Santa to be coming down that chimney, as old and dusty as they are. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what, Sister Ree, and we celebrate you, we celebrate your family. So thank you so much for being a part of the show on the Preacher Moss Very Muslim Christmas. All right, next up. Why Alaikum Assalam Rahmatullah Barakatuh. What's going on, brother Altaf? Altaf, look at this. Look at that right there. That is a very Muslim Christmas. A very, very Muslim Christmas. All right, so Altaf, thank you so much for being on the show, brother. We're getting to the end of the year, and I'm trying to debate if we're going to have a New Year's show or not. I don't know. Maybe we just let everybody do the thing. We catch them at the top, heading into next year. But Altaf, we appreciate you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Much love to our Canadian ambassador. Next up, what's going on, Sister Salahuddin Dalton? What's going on? Glad to see you on the show. We appreciate your presence, and we appreciate the time that you spend with us. We do not take it lightly. And thank you so much for being a part of the landmark. There it is. Preacher Moss Very Muslim Christmas. There we go. That's right. We're going to have some hummus and eggnog. That's what we're going to do it up. Yeah, hummus and eggnog. Alhamdulillah. Okay, next up. What's up, Bilal Salahuddin? Wa alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. What's going on, brother? Listen, don't forget to use a halal ham. There you go, brother. I remember when I was a kid arguing with my Uncle Charles. It wasn't my Uncle Charles, my Uncle Reggie. And we were laughing with one of his friends because my Uncle Reggie told him I was Muslim and I didn't eat pork. And his friend goes, I don't eat pork. And my uncle goes, wait a minute, you eat pork rinds. He said, that's not pork. Those are rinds. That's right. on the Preacher Mars, very Muslim Christmas. That's the things we're going to be talking about today. We got to loosen up, folks. We got to loosen up. Bilal, thank you for being on the show, man. We have the Salahuddin represented in full force. Thank you so much. Next up, Johnny L. Thomas, my little brother, JT. What's up? I called JT up. JT getting Christmas toys for 2 grown men, 3 grown men, be getting Christmas toys. And I know this is the only time they're going to wake up at 6, JT, to get them toys. That's you notice you don't really break out of that, people, Christmas. You never really break out of it. Like, I haven't celebrated Christmas like that, but I still get up early thinking there's something under the tree or there's no tree, maybe something under the sofa or the couch. I still look every once in a while. My mom, every once in a while, will sneak some stuff in. JT, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for making Preacher Mars' very Muslim Christmas. All right, next up, he said, bring in the turkey, so be ready. Read. I appreciate it, but we need to talk about portion control. Okay, we need to talk about portion control. Your Christmas portion control needs to be smaller, because what happens is I eat it and then I spend a lot of time on a track I normally wouldn't have done trying to run it off. So, guys, portion control. We ain't listening to me. Next up, we got Sister Satana, who's bounced back, brothers and sisters. She has bounced back just like one of Santa's little Muslim elves. She has bounced back to be here on the show. I wonder what a Muslim elf would look like, just like a turban with little pointy ears. Like a hijab with a scarf and little ears out, not making toys, slipping Qurans in everybody's little gifts and stuff. It's a very Dawa Christmas. No, okay, I'm sorry. Satana, I'm sorry. You said, I like Donny Hathaway's Christmas song. Yo, it's Christmas. I would play that stuff, but I get sued by YouTube and everybody else to put out an album. Christmas. I remember the best Christmas album, brothers and sisters. This is me, but the best Christmas album ever, of course, was the Motown Christmas album with Stevie Wonder singing and Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson sang I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Stevie Wonder with Little Drummer Boy, The Temptations. Come on now. We're talking landmarks. These are things that transcend religion, transcend race, transcend gender. The Motown Christmas album. It was like a double album folded out and had snow, little snow thing. I'm telling y'all, if you didn't have that album going up, you were deprived. That's why the world is in such a ruckus today. They never got to listen to the Motown Christmas album. All right, Satana. So here we're going to do, I'm going to show you one of my favorite Christmas videos. It's not even a Christmas video, but you can tell that it just has a lot of love and warmth, which is what we need right now. A lot of love and warmth. You don't want too warm, because that means you might have the virus, but warm, not warm. Lukewarm. Lukewarm is what we're going for. So, Satana, can you bring in my favorite video so I can play for our brothers and sisters, please? Thank
you. What are some of your favorite memories as being part of the Edsels?
A few days ago, I'm gonna give it to you. But a few days ago, 2 weeks ago, we were doing a show in Cleveland, outside, and it was warm, and we were doing hot songs,
kind of like Up Under These Lights.
Yeah. and all of a sudden, the mayor comes to the stand, and I'm gonna let Marsh take it from here.
Well, he came over and he asked me, he said, Marsh, what song are you guys going to sing? So I gave him the lineup, what the song we're going to sing. He says, do you know White Christmas?
Wait a minute. This was just a few days ago.
A few weeks ago.
And this is the month of August.
Yes.
So, okay.
And I responded by saying, yes, sir, I sure do. I said, we usually sing it because it's a seasonal song. And we usually sing it around Christmas. He said, oh, is that right? I said, yes, sir. So he said, I like White Christmas. I said, you do? I said, it's in July? He said, yeah. I said, oh, no, Then he said, Marsh, how you think the fellow's going to feel when you won't be able to pay him after this show? And I said, of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. May your days be merry and bright. And may all your Christmas sings be white. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Okay, first of all, you got to give it up to the first brother with the hairdo that was just hanging right here. He was fearless. He knew he was going to be in front of people, and he whipped that dude anyway. And then second, brothers and sisters, give it up for all of them brothers wearing orange suits. Orange suits, okay? Orange suits. It wasn't even fall yet. They were wearing orange suits. And thirdly, don't ever leave money on the table if you're an entertainer. You doggone right you're going to sing White Christmas. And if somebody came to me and said, Preach, we really love your show, but we sure would like to hear that song, the Christmas song by Nat King Cole. And I would go, chestnuts. Okay, I'm just kidding. So let me say a few things about Christmas, brothers and sisters. One of the things that happens when you convert, if you will, is at some point in time, there's going to be an adjustment or an alignment with your family. Now, here's the deal. I hear a lot of horror stories about, oh, I got put out of the family or I disowned, and that stuff happens, sad to say. But it didn't happen in my family. It literally didn't happen in my family. In fact, everybody just adopted their line. Now, you know, my birthday is fairly close to Christmas, so everybody took my Christmas stuff and they made it birthday stuff. And I'm going to tell you this to your face. I did not deny them. I said, alhamdulillah. I've never had so many Christmas gifts, birthday gifts in my life. And then one of my uncle said, you know what? This is your Eid gift. I said, boy, you've been reading them pamphlets. That's right, brother. I had an Eid gift that was months before Ramadan actually came. But I want to also say this. My grandmother said something to me. My first Ramadan, my first Muslim Christmas. And she explained it to me in a way whereby I hope I can give it justice. I don't want to bastardize this thing. But my grandmother said something to me when I was Muslim, and we kind of talked about it. But Christmas was a big deal. It was a big deal in the mosque house when I was coming up. I mean, all the relatives would come. This was a very communal thing. Of course, it was, exchanging of gifts, but many of us, including yours truly, we showed up for the food. Hey, Connie. Hey, kid. Hey, cousin Kenny. Hey, auntie. We wanted the food. I mean, literally, we got to the point where we would eat first and then open gifts later. But my point is, my grandmother pulled me to the side, and she reminded me that our family foundation, brothers and sisters, was based on the fact that, in essence, we were very, very simple people. Not simple-minded, but very, very simple people. And that simple people concept, a persona, came from the fact that my grandmother and my grandfather, and even my parents and aunts, they came from less. Let me explain that to you. They came from less. So what we were seeing was a people who dealt with less giving more to their kids. And the idea of Christmas, just like other holidays, was the fact that they celebrated the fact that they could give more. It wasn't about the gifts. It wasn't just about the food. It's the fact that they can look out and say, listen, from this union that we have all this family. And my grandmother once said, if anything happens, you talk to her, you talk to her. And I actually had different people I could talk to in my family. If it was anything about education or studying, I had my Aunt Dottie, my Aunt Ruth took care of my uniforms when I went to junior high school, or military school. And you know what? She made the idea that I would always have. And my father and my mother always, they didn't come from rich families. Let's just call it what it is. They didn't come from rich families. They had a worker's ethic, everything from getting a degree to getting to the Army and all those things, to buying their first house over in Atlanta, Maryland, back in 72. It was all that thing. And what I appreciated, my grandmother said, we're simple people. He said, the simple part of being simple people is we understand what's necessary, and we don't have a hard view or a different view about what it takes to get work done. So Christmas, in essence, was really this thing about ethics. So ethics is like how we work together, how we got together as a family. And I really appreciated that. I make jokes and things like that. But even this, brothers and sisters, I know there's going to be somebody talking about Preacher Mars' very Muslim Christmas. Hopefully not. But it's the fact that, culturally, you do have to look at that. And sometimes, you do have to sit back and appreciate that people for a religious holiday are still celebrating religion. It's not the picking parts or things like that. I can look back and I could see a whole community, brothers and sisters, a whole community. It may have been a rough community. They sold drugs on the corner. Before that day, that corner was clean. For that day, those guys on the corner, they took it upon themselves to have their own holiday, to be with their family. Significant others, brothers, sisters, mothers, dads. It was this idea that somehow the gifts is one thing, but the family unit was what the celebration was about. And so even as I say that, Muslims, I want us to know that even during Christmas, you have to sit back and appreciate that family unit celebration. You know what you're not going to hear a whole lot about on Christmas? You'll turn on Fox News. You won't hear that dysfunction. You're going to hear people talking about Christmas. All of the Islamophobes, all the xenophobes, all the racists, guess what they do? They acknowledge this day, this freaking day. So I'm going to say, brothers and sisters, and if you look at, prophetically and the example of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, even he stood back and looked at culture and understood that it meant something to people. Now, I'm telling you because I came from a Christian background, and there's a lot of things that I brought to the situation being a Muslim. One of them was compassion and mercy. I didn't have to have that introduced to myself. It just gave me a greater platform to understand where it comes from and how I can make the world around me better. So I would encourage, brothers and sisters, that this very Muslim Christmas, that you spend time with your family. And Muslims, let's not lie. I know some of you say Christmas is stuff of Allah, but I've seen you in Walmart. I've seen you in J.C. Penney. I've seen you in Best Buy taking advantage of what you claim is a pagan holiday sale. So stop being hypocritical. And if you see somebody that's shopping at the last moment, like blah, blah, if you see some Muslims in the store, embarrass them, walk up behind them, look over and see what they got on the conveyor belt and go, Assalamu alaikum, alaikum assalam, happy Muslim Christmas. Well, he says, growing up, Eids were like our Christmas. Yeah, man, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm happy that, you know what, my mom and my dad, they celebrate Eid with my family. And I'm like, this is what it's about. You know, the funniest part about Christmas, I remember after that conversation with my grandmother talking about we simple people, and she expected that this whatever religion was, she goes, the whole aspect of how you treat this family should not change. I said, Grandma, it will change, but for the better. For the better. She was okay with that. I remember getting my food in separate pans, Nope, I ain't cook the green with no hog. My Aunt Ruth would put it in a separate pan, and I would eat it. And I would eat. She would make like 3 cans of string beans. I had to eat them all. Shout out to my cousin Kenny, who every once in a while will help me out with the halal green beans. Shout out to you. But sometimes you kind of ate the green beans, and I ain't asked you to. But we'll talk about that later. So here we are, brothers and sisters, sort of at this space, which also denotes the end of the year. We're going to go quickly from Christmas to New Year's. And unfortunately, Christmas is going to be on a Saturday. New Year's is going to be on a Saturday. So we might not have our landmark shows as we normally do. But my honest opinion is like this. And let me say this. The biggest gift that I've had is the ability to be able to come out in front of you guys, your sisters, and your brothers, and just kind of rap a little bit. And you don't understand somehow sometimes how much it means to me. You know, we've done over 500 plus shows, right? And I was talking to Satana about this. I said, what I would really like to look at is just, and what I appreciate. Like we have people come on, we have Brother Eric and Brother Bilal, and we have a lot of people coming on the show. It's just really to appreciate the story arc of a show. And it's not a show just about the host, but a story about people that I got to learn about people, where they lived and what kind of work they did and things like that, and things they liked and some things they did not like. And we were able to laugh at certain things. Some things weren't as funny, but that's the gift, brothers and sisters. So again, for this Preacher Mom's very Muslim Christmas, I do have a wish. My Muslim Christmas wish is simply that, people spend a lot more time with other people studying how to treat them better. And I mean that, learning how to treat people better, smiling a little bit more often, watch a little less TV, turn off the Netflix, check on the elderly. I know that seems like a long list. It's not a long list. It's in that whole bowl of caring. So I was going to sing Nat King Cole. I won't do it. Satana's like, don't do it. Satana, you saying don't do it? Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. All right, I stop. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow. All right, there you go. I shout out to Fred Sinford. She crying for this show. Thank you, Sister Son. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Sister Son. So Satana does not want me to sing. She said, I'm already ill. Says already. And I ain't trying to embarrass my dad. My dad watching this show. Shout out Clifford Moss. My dad's birthday is a week before mine. Shout out to Pops. Papa Moss, we appreciate you coming on the show, man. He's always checking on your boy, making sure I'm not losing my doggone mind. Sometimes after the show, he's like, boy, you all right? Why do old black men sound like that? Hey, boy, you okay? It's never, are you okay? Hey, look here, boy. Now, you good now. I appreciate you, Pops. Listen, let's go ahead and get to the wrap up. Everybody can get out and get to your shopping. And here's another thing. I want to bring this up. Please don't do this during the Christmas season because it breaks up families. It causes chaos. It hardens the heart. If somebody gives you a gift, do not take that gift, rewrap it, and give it to somebody else. Do not do re-gifting. The world is a small place. Yeah, especially if you get something monogrammed. Honey bumpkins is only one honey bump. You can't be re-gifting stuff. Hold on to it. Donate it, but don't re-gift it. All right. Let's get to our sponsors, our Christian sponsors. Yes, we're going to give a shout out to BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's www.BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Again, that's BeFinanciallyIndependent.com. Call 202-508-3780. Again, that's 202-508-3780. Operators, mainly Attorney Maxine B.K. Esquire is waiting on the other line. If you're interested in getting a quality Islamic Graduate Education. You must check out Bayan Islamic Graduate School. Go to bayanonline.org. Again, that's bayanonline.org. They have all kind of programs at the master's level, the doctorate level. I talk about it every week. Go, bayanonline.org. And last but not least, I know they're very busy. And I said this last show. If you're not feeling well, particularly during this point in time, please go get checked out. Go get yourself a COVID test. We want to give a shout out to our newest sponsors, convenienturgentcare.com. Again, that's convenienturgentcare.com. You can go to www.convenienturgent.com. Again, that's www.convenienturgent.com. Shout out to my main man, Ajaz. Sultana, that is the show. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, team, we've come to the end of yet another show. And I have to say I had a good time, and I hope that you had a good time as well. Listen, at this part of the show, we have no more show. I could literally sing a song saying we have no more show. However, to spare all of us that embarrassment and chaos, I'm just going to say, please join us tomorrow here on the Shout Out Show, Monday through Thursdays, and every first Saturday, we do our Saturday Spotlight. Here we are again, 5 to 5:30 on the Central Time. And of course, we're going to do our rebroadcasts at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock p.m. And of course, that would be 6 o'clock on the West Coast. So, time for you to go, because it's time for me to go. I think I will do that song. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for coming to the show. That's all the lyrics I wrote. But you get the idea. See you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum. Shout out.